Welcome to the NEFPA Home and Garden TV show. I'm your host, Wally Conway. NEFPA brings to you the very finest in contractors, lenders, remodelers, and all vendors associated with making your home your dream. We've got some wonderful guests with us today. Stay with us. Art of Natural Stone, located at 10135 Beach Boulevard, has over 30 years of experience in creating the perfect outdoor oasis for your home. They can build your dream patio, walkway, pool, fountain, or fireplace. Their dedicated and experienced team strives for customer satisfaction, offering the highest quality service available in the stone industry. If you can envision it, they can create it. And check out their new location at 14011 Phillips Highway. Find them online at artofnaturalstone.com. Joining us on the show today from Nations Lending is Andrew Cady. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Wally.
Well, I've got to express gratitude to you to begin with for all the great things you do for veterans here in Northeast Florida. Very, very grateful. Getting veterans in housing is critically important to our area, to our country, and certainly to those individual veterans.
Absolutely.
Give me some insight. What are the special challenges that a veteran may face in buying their first home?
You know, really, the special challenges that we see veterans face are a lot of undue challenges just from a stigma that's out there about VA loans. There's a lot of stigma out there that a VA loan is more difficult to obtain, that the appraisers are more picky per se, or that the seller may be on the hook for additional fees, when that's just simply not the case. The appraisers we see for VA loans are going to be the same appraisers that are oftentimes doing it for conventional loans. It's not a separate pool of appraisers. For instance, in the state of Florida, there's a lot of controversy that goes back and forth of whether the seller is on the hook for the WDO, the pest inspection for the property, when in fact there's a state deviation list the VA puts out specifically for the state of Florida that allows the veteran to pay it because it's required in every house. That
comes up a lot. You know, I've dealt with that myself. Help me understand that. It's not the VA loan that's the challenge in getting the veteran into their next home. The challenge is assuring that the loan officer is familiar with the product line. How is it that you have gained such great experience to simplify this process, not only for the veteran, but also for their real estate agent and the seller or builder?
You know, for me, when I joined the mortgage industry, I somewhat joined it out of frustration at how difficult my own home buying process had become. And so when I got into it, my whole aim for my business model is to provide just beyond exemplary communication from point 1 to point 10 or wherever we end up at.
To all participants in the transaction.
To all participants, whether you're the buyer's agent, the listing agent, or the buyers. Any party involved in the transaction should be very openly communicated with by the lender. And that's unfortunately something we don't see very often in the mortgage business.
Knowing that you're passionate about the VA lending and supporting veterans, what is it that brought you to that passion position?
You know, for me, I saw a lot of issues with veterans getting financing here. Obviously, Jacksonville, Florida is one of the top 3 locations in the country for active duty and veteran concentration. 12 out of every 100 people you'll meet here have served the country. Staggering high number. So a huge opportunity for someone to step in and help with it. I also teamed up with the local chapter of VA Rep. The Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, and a national organization called the Military Mortgage Boot Camp. And between those 2 programs and really just a desire to learn the VA guidelines inside out and upside down, I just began to develop a real passion to not only just help our veterans, but really become a veteran advocate in the home buying process.
So Andrew, for a veteran or a real estate agent interested in supporting veterans, or even a builder who's looking to attract more veterans to their properties, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way to get a hold of me would be just dial me. My telephone number is 904-500-EPIC, or I'll give my cell phone number out. For me, I don't mind people calling me and asking me questions about VA home loans. Call my cell phone directly, 386-466-5557.
I'd like to thank you for that. I'd like to thank Andrew Cady from Nations Lending for being with us today on Home and Garden TV. For Home and Garden TV, I'm Wally Conway.
I grew up in Alabama, and scouting was a big deal there. I started as a Cub Scout and went all the way through Boy Scouts and ended up earning my Eagle Scout. I'm proud to say both my boys are Eagle Scouts. Scouting was, to me, the number one thing I wanted to make sure that they did. And if you see that on a resume, it sort of checks the box that this individual is goal-oriented, strong character, strong morals. So fundamentally, I think you kind of know that you got a base to work with.
Sign your child up for Scouts at beascout.org today.
Welcome back. Joining us now on the show from Remax Watermark is Jean Pickett. Jean, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Wally.
I have to flatter you. You are one of the most innovative real estate agents anywhere in Florida.
Thank you.
Tell us how you've been using the idea of a pre-listing inspection to capture more listings, to sell those homes faster, and to sell them for more money.
Well, basically, what we are hired to do is to market a property. And how can we effectively market a property if we don't know the condition of it? You know, too many times, buyers and sellers are holding their breath through the inspection and only to find out, there's major repairs that need to be done. And they've negotiated way too low on a property, and now they can't afford to do these repairs. If we do a pre-list inspection, we know right up front the condition of the home. The seller can address those issues before we have a buyer looking over our shoulder, and they can rest easy and breathe when they do have a buyer, knowing that when their inspector does come along, they're ready and to address any issues should anything come up if they haven't come up already.
So it's really about the home seller and their agent retaining control of the process.
Well, exactly. I mean, how better to market a property when you know exactly what you're marketing? Like I said before, I've been in situations as a buyer's agent where, say, the AC
is not functioning as it should.
It's not functioning. It hasn't inspected well, and the seller negotiated way too low. He's like, had I known this was wrong with the house, I wouldn't have negotiated so low on the property. So, this puts us in a better position, a better sales position as agents. We're able to come in stronger. We're able to say, okay, if you're not willing to do these repairs, then we need to disclose that up front, let them know, and price the house accordingly.
So there's no expectation that the seller makes the repair. Rather, it's an awareness.
Right.
They can choose to make the repair or choose to disclose it and price the position
accordingly. It is always
accordingly.
the seller's option on what he does with that inspection report. We disclose it. Regardless, even if he does repairs, we still disclose the repairs that were done after the inspection. But it's always the seller's option. He can do the repairs, he cannot do the repairs. He can negotiate lower on his contracts, on his offers because of those repairs. But also the buyer has their option as well, and as far as having their own inspector come on top of this inspection. They don't have to accept this inspection if they want to have their own done as well.
I've gotten feedback that from time to time sellers are resistant because they don't want to invest that small amount of money in the inspection. How do you coach that seller through that concern?
Well, I look at it, it's part of my value to the seller, and I provide it to the seller. I don't ask the seller to pay for it because at the end of the day, I need to know what I'm selling. It makes my job easier. It makes the seller's life easier. The only time I had a deal fall apart is when the seller refused to allow me to do that. The inspection came along and the whole deal fell apart because of repairs.
Let me make sure I'm clear on this. You have such a solid position that inspecting the home at the time of listing is such a value add to the customer and makes your job so much simpler that you pay the fee for the inspection. I get that correct?
Yeah.
That is remarkable. That is totally remarkable.
Yeah, I do that. I don't know any other agent actually that does that, but I just feel that's my value as far as to represent the property.
Well, Jean, for folks who'd like to learn more about you and more about the pre-listing programs that you're running, or for home buyers, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can contact me on jpicketthomes.com. There's a contact form. You'll learn all about me on that website.
jpicketthomes.com.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate Jean Pickett being with us, and we'll be right back. Art of Natural Stone, located at 10135 Beach Boulevard, has over 30 years of experience in creating the perfect outdoor oasis for your home. They can build your dream patio, walkway, pool, fountain, or fireplace. Their dedicated and experienced team strives for customer satisfaction, offering the highest quality service available in the stone industry. If you can envision it, they can create it. And check out their new location at 14011 Phillips Highway. Find them online at artofnaturalstone.com. Welcome back to the show. Joining us now on the show from Watson Realty is John Singleton. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It wouldn't be right to start off our time together without thanking you for your service. I know you are a wonderful Navy veteran. You've done great things for our country, and I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
John, I know also one of your specialties in the real estate universe is historic and specifically luxury historic homes here in our area. What are the special challenges you face in marketing and selling luxury historic homes?
Yeah, I think you really have to tell a story. And if you've got a home that used to be from the Wolfson family, or perhaps in the 30s some gangster happened to live there, but there's an amazing architecture, maybe it was a Martian Saxelby or something like that. You've really got to get that story out. And one of the challenges is that someone comes in town, they want to buy something, and they've got $1 million or a couple $1 million to spend. They want to be on the water. Often they may want to have something that has updated wiring, for example, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so what you're really looking for is someone who not only can understand through a good home inspection how to figure out what needs to be updated from a mechanical perspective, but also someone who appreciates the fact that there's some amazing little nooks and crannies that really are just the architectural detail that's spectacular.
It's the imperfections that make an older historic home so glorious. If you wanted it perfect, we're looking at the wrong place. You said something really interesting to me about the story. When I first got started in home inspection 25 years ago, I bought Wayne Wood's book, the historic book of Jacksonville buildings. And every time we were inspecting a historic home, I would have that person autograph on that house. And it got to the point, I mean, I'd done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. The book became so valuable to me personally, I stopped bringing it out.
Right.
But the story is everything.
Right.
It's truly everything. How do you help that buyer understand that this house is now 80 years old, 90 years old, 100 years old, and it isn't like new? How do you balance that expectation of perfection, especially at the high price point, against the reality of a historic home?
I think with any house, I mean, regardless of the price range, I mean, what's really important to me is to create compelling marketing, and I think that that's a combination of having a great photographer. And anyway, I've been using Tour Factory for years, and Amy Colley, now Amy Oka, is my favorite. We've done several hundred photo shoots together, but when you get magazine quality photographs, and you start with that, and then either you add video or you add something else, the visual piece of that story is extremely important. But then you need to make sure that the writing, that how you're actually explaining what all the little details are in the house, that draws people in. And so with the buyer, I mean, for me, it really starts with kind of preparing what that marketing is, and then putting it out there. Whether it's MLS, it's Zillow, it's flyers, it's something I'm sharing on Facebook. You need to have something that you can share, and of course, in each of those different mediums, you've got a different attention span. So I may have 10 to 15 seconds in my story on Instagram, but I've got a little bit longer on Facebook, and I've got a little bit longer if I write a blog post about it. But if I can create that compelling marketing, draw people in, and then if I can manage the experience inside the home, make sure when they're walking through it's not 88 degrees. 78, right. For a vacant house is probably fine. You may want it a little bit cooler, depending on what, but have all the lights on, have the blinds open. And so if I can manage that, kind of that marketing experience, and then if I can manage that actual physical experience inside the home. So it feels warm and inviting, and there's a place to sit, and there's a flat surface where you can write a contract, right? But and then follow up and make sure that that when people want to know, well, what is the condition of the, when was the roof replaced? I mean, how old is the air conditioner? Have you had it serviced? And if you can have all that information fairly
have it ready to go. Well, John, what's the best way for people who are interested in historic or luxury houses? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, johnsingleton.com is all my information's there on the website. I'm of course on all the different social media platforms, but really just call my cell number. I don't know if you tell people to give out your cell, because holy cow, what are you doing? Because the elections are over though. So, but 904-226-3480.
Like to thank you for being with us, John.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank John Singleton for being with us, and we'll be right back. Big event or party at your home or business? The Jacksonville Party Company. Stress-free, flawless, and memorable. Whether it's for children, a retirement, a wedding, or other social or professional activity, it's stress-free, flawless, and memorable when you involve the Jacksonville Party Company. Contact them today to get your event launched at jacksonvillepartycompany.com. Welcome back to the show. Grateful that you're with us. Joining us on the show now from Navy to Navy Homes is a very good friend, Mario Gonzalez. Mario, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Wally. Thanks for having me.
We need to get something settled as we begin. Couple of old retired Navy pilots. We need to decide who is the flight lead in this little episode.
I'm going to let you be the flight lead. I'll be the wingman on this. This is your show.
Okay, that's what we'll do then. I have to express gratitude to you for the wonderful thing that you've done here in Jacksonville in bringing the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals to the area to help veterans. Give us an idea, how does that organization help veterans get into homes and help people with homes for sale get them sold?
You got it. Well, Wally, you've pretty much put it in a nutshell there. So VA REP, the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, it's a national organization, and in layman's terms, in the easiest way to explain it, it is to educate the real estate professional community, realtors, lenders, home inspectors, title companies, etc., how to best meet the needs of veterans, and likewise, on the flip side, it's to educate veterans on how best to work alongside and get their benefits maximized by using the real estate professional community.
And in a professional sense, we're getting more business done. There's so many people, so many veterans who are unaware that home ownership is within reach, and we're getting more homes sold and getting them sold faster, which is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Mary, I know you're aware, we're on the NEFPA Home and Garden TV show.
Yeah.
Share with me the great contribution that NEFPA has made in supporting veterans overall and VREP as an organization.
Sure, absolutely. Well, getting this started here locally in Jacksonville has been a bit of a challenge. As a nonprofit, we're always asking, hey, can you come alongside and help out? And what NEFPA did without really knowing absolutely everything about our organization, they said, you know what, we care about veterans, we care about what we're doing, and they have, so part of our way to educate industry professionals is to hold professional education courses. And NEFPA said, hey, use our space absolutely for free as your nonprofit. Let us come alongside you and educate those professionals. So we meet 4 times a year here. We have our educational classes inside the NEFPA building itself. So we're very thankful for that.
Absolutely. And NEFPA does so much more in the community with builders care, and there's a direct overlap between these missions and these organizations, so we can really bring great support to the community. Builders care, VEP, NEFPA, bringing it all together to support good people. What is it that really drew you to the mission of supporting veterans?
Sure. Well, without giving a selfless plug to my own personal company, much like you, for 24 years I served this nation, so I'll say that service is just in my blood. So when we formed our specific company to help military and veterans in the community, as soon as I became aware of VA REP, it was just a natural fit to see what they were doing on a national scale, from giving back mortgage-free homes to veterans, to coming alongside the veterans and helping them from the smallest need in real estate up to owning a home themselves, educating them. I said, this is exactly what we we line up for. This is why we do what we do each and every day. So to be a small part of that and making impact right here in our community, we have 3 bases within touch here in Jacksonville, both Naval Station Mayport, NAS Jacksonville, and Kings Bay just to the north. So the question really why we got involved, the question to all real estate professionals is to say, why wouldn't you be involved in this community? And that's really where the rubber met the road for me.
Right. Historically, real estate professionals, some, regrettably, have turned veterans away believing the VA loan was very complex or the other qualifying may be more complex. The joy of VA rep is twofold: teaching the professionals how to navigate those programs, and then giving the individual who's looking to purchase that new home or next home how to single out people who understand and more than anything care about getting you successfully in the home in the best possible way.
Absolutely.
Mario, for real estate professionals who would like to get more involved, and that's across the gamut, it's builders, it's lenders, it's remodelers, home inspectors, as you said, anyone who works professionally in real estate, what's the best way for those folks to get a hold of you to learn more?
Sure, the best way to get a hold of me would basically be to reach out to our website, and our website is navytonavy.com. You can get in touch with me directly there. Also, VA Rep has a national site, varep.net. Either way will get you tied in directly. I can just help you in the local chapter here.
And with the contact information for the individual who's looking for housing or has a housing need, how would they best get a hold of you?
Sure, the exact same, either navytonavy.com or varep.net.
Well, Mario, I'm grateful for what you do. I'm grateful for you standing up this chapter. I'm very happy you've been here with us on this show.
Wally, thanks so much for having me.
I'd like to thank Mario for being with us, and we'll be right back.
Massage Envy revolutionizes your massage. Introducing See Me Boost, 6 highly concentrated serums with active ingredients that deliver skin-enhancing benefits for your entire body. Combine them with our new specially formulated massage lotions to offer skin-enhancing benefits to your massage experience. Discover your See Me Boost today, an innovative boost to your total body care routine, only at Massage Envy.
Welcome back. We've got a special guest with us now who will warm your heart. From Premier Specialty Service is Todd Knowles. Todd, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate
Fireplaces, fireplaces, fireplaces. Todd, when I think romance, you know what I think?
You think about fireplaces.
I think about fireplaces. It's a beautiful thing. Help me understand, what is it that drew you to fireplaces besides romance?
Besides romance, I like the uniqueness of it. It's kind of a specialty field, and it always enhances a living room. It's kind of one of those features that just, when you walk into a living room and you see a sexy fireplace, it's just kind of wows you. And so, I think it's a great feature in a home, and generally about 70% of homes have a fireplace. And so, and what's also great about it is there's so many options between wood burning, gas, and electric. Electric fireplaces have become a very hot item today. You can have the ambiance of the flames, but you don't have to have the heat.
None of the other work. As a home inspector and someone that works closely in chimney inspections with chimney champions, there's a perception in our area that because we're not burning 10 cords of wood every winter, that the fireplace doesn't need to be cleaned or doesn't need to be inspected. And we see some things that are so damaged and so dangerous, it just waters my eyes. And a great challenge in our area, after we've discovered the problem, we've done the level 2 inspections and we know exactly what's broke, is finding quality work to repair. Tell me, if I've got one of these now 30-year-old prefabricated fireplaces, can you repair it, and can you replace it if it's that severe?
Generally, we end up replacing it. It is harder to repair an older fireplace. Many of your manufacturers have been bought out. There's only about 4 manufacturers left out of about 12. So a lot of times the piping is exclusive to that manufacturer.
Right.
So you can't replace that pipe. Generally what you have to do is go in and pull the whole fireplace out and put new fireplace in, which honestly, as a safety factor, you're in a home, your children there, your family's there, it's important that that's safe. Many house fires are started from a bad chimney pipe.
We lost a home here in Jacksonville last year for just that purpose. So that prefabricated firebox, the prefabricated flue, as well as the cap and chase cover are intended to perform together as a system, and you really can't mix and match off-the-shelf parts.
Correct. And a fireplace, something generally has about a 20-year shelf life. So once that fireplace has 20 years on it, it's generally time to remodel, take it out.
We've been in many situations, my friends at Chimney Champions, where someone has spent $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 refinishing that exterior of the fireplace so it looks great, and then when we've inspected it, determined that it was unsafe for use. So you must lead with the cleaning and inspection to assure all that work gets done at the same time and you're safe. Give me an idea, what is the best way to make contact with you to learn more to get that fireplace ready for this upcoming season?
Well, you just give us a call. My phone number is 904-445-7142. And once again, our website is fireplaceflemingisland.com. And it is very important. And that's one of the things when I come in and look at somebody's home and we're looking at, homeowners looking to spend, $3,000, $4,000 on changing out the facade, redoing it, putting a new mantle on. And it is a wood burning fireplace especially. I recommend that they have that chimney sweep done and the cleaning and inspection
prior to the work,
because if we do all this work and then a year later they find out that there's issues, all that work has to be taken back out. So it's very important to, it's kind of like an insurance policy in a way, to make sure that you're not spending your money and then having to respend your money.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Todd. I'd like to thank Todd for being with us. My heart is warmed already, and we'll be right back. Big event or party at your home or business? The Jacksonville Party Company. Stress-free, flawless, and memorable. Whether it's for children, a retirement, a wedding, or other social or professional activity, it's stress-free, flawless, and memorable when you involve the Jacksonville Party Company. Contact them today to get your event launched at jacksonvillepartycompany.com. Home and Garden TV is the place you want to be to meet the best builders and contractors right here on Buzz TV. Like to thank our wonderful NEFPA guests for being with us today. Like to thank you for being with us today. Look forward to being with you soon. For the NEFPA Home and Garden TV show, I'm Wally Conway.